Hello from Gardening at Twelsa here in Ireland to my first live streaming broadcast where I'm going to answer some gardening and plant questions if there's anybody out there listening to me. First of all, I want to say a great big thank you to my friend Linda, who's hosted me here in her house because my broadband is too bad to allow me to do such a thing. So a big thanks to you, Linda, who isn't here. She's hiding in another room. Yeah, I suppose we'll just get on with the live broadcast. Hi, Archie. Archie's just checked in. Okay, so before the questions start coming in, I just want to tell you about something really exciting. This is like straight off the press. And that is that, hi John, Orchid has checked in. What I want to tell you about is that my book, Journal of an Irish Garden, is going to get an official launch on the 2nd of December in the Art Bank in Bunclody. First place in Bunclody, you just have to check it out. And Jerry Daly, the editor of the Irish Garden magazine, is going to launch it. So if you're in Ireland, anywhere nearby, then do come along on the 2nd of December to see the official launch of this book. Of course, can buy it online from lulu.com, where it's shipped to you from your own country. So if you're in the States, it could be shipped from within the States. Oh my goodness, we've got Alex's orchids, we've got our Lucas orchids, we've got Chiku's plants, we've got High Liga potted jewels, and Darcy Robertson from Australia, Archie's Orchids and Greenhouse, and Archie says he has read my book 3 times. Thank you, Archie. Aren't you so loyal? Hello, David Mayo as well. Goodness, great to see so many people turning up for the live chat. And yeah, it's super here. And Bruno Chelico from Brazil. Hello, Bruno. Thank you very much. I know you've done a lot of live chats. Orchid Dana from Italy. Ciao, ciao, Dana. And yeah, live chat. So if any of you have any questions at all, please do fire ahead and I'll do my best to answer them. Now, I don't pretend to be an expert on everything. So if I don't know the answer, I'll tell you I don't know the answer. And it's a shame that we're not in my own house because I had some exciting orchid developments this morning. And well, 2 days ago, my LC opened, which is an enormous, ginormous, pink, fragrant orchid, absolutely glorious. One amazing flower there at the moment. And then today, LC Blossom Bounty also opened. So I have 2 orchids, 2 cattleyas fully open at the moment. So, Orchids and Lime has just checked in, and Alessandro Di Girolamo. Hello, Alessandro. And oh, I think we have a question here. Have your plants passed without too much problems after the last terrible storm? Alessandro asked. And yeah, I was extremely lucky. Storm Ophelia, which was her hurricane when she left the coast of America, but ended up as just, you know, the biggest storm we'd seen in Ireland in 50 years when she landed in Ireland. Be a hurricane. She did wreak a lot of havoc, but I prepared really well, brought a lot of plants into the kitchen, and the greenhouse was all well, locked up, and luckily only 2 trees were damaged, so really we got off very, very lightly. And hello to Mary Curley from the States. Hi from the USA. Aren't you very good? What time is it there? My goodness. Hi, Laurie, also from the States, from Texas, if I recall. And Lucas Orchids too. Goodness. Checking in. It's really nice to see that. You know, the biggest fear is that I'm going to be sitting here like in Egypt talking to myself for however long it takes. Fernanda Nascimento, who's from Portugal, as I recall. Hello, Fernanda. And Luba Aralangova. I'm recognizing some of these people because you've grown plants for Josh, and that's really lovely. Adam Rogers from the UK. Hi, Adam. You're very welcome for the answer, Alessandro. Not a problem at all. Hiya Pooja, from Germany, yes, but originally from India, I think. Great to see you. Okay, right. Yeah, so live chat, and I don't know, what am I going to talk to you about? Oh yes, I do have some other good news. And some of you may have seen my recent videos when Dimitri was in Ireland and spent one afternoon cleaning the leaves of my Schlumbukia. This is the one I can never pronounce properly because I keep mixing it up with Schlumbergia, which is the Christmas cactus. But anyway, it's the big Cattleya alliance orchid with the stems that go up and up and up and up to the ceiling. And it's a species and it's amazing. And mine is just massive, but has never flowered. It always aborts its flower spikes. You saw Dimitri cleaning the leaves, and the amazing news is that one of the spikes has actually come out of the sheath, and I can actually see buds now at this stage. So fingers crossed, like I really think I might do well here. So that's great. But well, there'll be a video about that before very long. Getting some more messages in here. Vince Ransom says, Vince and Dawn watching from Redcar, UK. Have you put the peony bulbs away for the winter yet? Oh, that's a very good question. And what I really should say is, yes, I have, because my peonies had died back, all the leaves had gone. But the truth is that I have them still in the greenhouse and I haven't actually put them in the fridge yet. Very good time for putting your peonies to bed if you want to. Okay, so we have a question here. Can you please share any tips for pruning sambucus or elder? And yeah, all right. So I think if you want to prune elder trees or sambucus trees, then you need to wait until spring in our part of the world anyway, and reduce the branches by about a third. It's a very vigorous shrub, so you don't need to worry too much about over pruning. It's going to bounce back. And I do have a video on my channel about elder pruning, which you can find. So if you go to my channel on a computer and to the main screen, and the little tab that says, you go in there and search for sambucus. Alternatively, if you just do a general Google search and you put in there Duensis sambucus, then that's going to give you what you want. So who else have we got? We've got Habib from Spain, as I recall. Hello. Yes, it's Habib. Hello. And hello again, John, who says, happy birthday, Vince. Okay, happy birthday, Vince, whoever you are. We just speak to the... Okay. Right, Lucas Orchid is asking me, do I have a Masdevallia in my collection? And he says, I just bought one yesterday, Masdevallia nidifica, and I hope I won't kill it. This will be my first time to try and grow a Masdevallia. And yes, I too have one Masdevallia in my collection, which is a hybrid and one that is supposedly quite easy. Now, it's doing well, it's growing lots of leaves. Reflowered the first year, but since then I haven't managed to reflower it. I think this is possibly the second year. So I keep it moist, and I give it less light, but yeah, I don't really have the hang of those. I hope you do well with yours. I don't know where you are, Lucas, but cooler climate is what the Masdevallia is like. All right, we got oh gosh, somebody's saying hello here from Trinidad. Hello, Chin Chin. How are you? And hello, Alberto from Orchidaholic. Pleased to see you on here. Originally, I wanted to set up a live streaming when Alberto was in Ireland, and we were going to as to what other YouTuber was going to be with me on the video. The gods of the internet were not with us, and the live streaming couldn't take place. In fact, only now I'm doing live streaming from my friend's house because my Wi-Fi just isn't up to it. So that's quite good. Well, it's not good really, it's bad. But anyway, yeah. And Caroline Murphy asks me, hi Rachel, what kind of heater do you use in your greenhouse? Okay, and she says she's potted up the gingers she got from me yesterday. Okay, right, okay, so this is a message from John, who bought gingers from me and came in and collected them at my place of work in Bunclody yesterday, the Art Bank, and he asked what heater I use in my greenhouse. And the truth is I use electricity in the greenhouse. I had paraffin heaters, which are the ones generally recommended for keeping a greenhouse frost-free over winter. But I just found them such filthy things. You just have to turn the dial up just a bit too much and it starts belching out this black filth and coats bubble wrap you have on the greenhouse to insulate it even further. So I just found it a complete nightmare. And the 2 paraffin heaters I bought and used are now in the attic and I'm not using them again. So I use electricity. So it's a bit more expensive than the paraffin ones. But if you, well, for mental health, I'd say go with electricity rather than paraffin heaters. Pooja is asking me, Rachel, is it okay to fertilize Cattleya seedlings which are just out of the flask just about 10 days earlier? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. I've never dealt with deflasked orchid seedlings. I know certainly ordinary seedlings of orchids you would fertilize in the normal way, but I'm not quite sure how delicate they might be when they just come out of the flask. So sorry. Hi Bumblebee, pleased to see you checking in here. And there's Vince again. Is it your birthday, Vince? Happy birthday. Okay, so I think some people having a glass of wine. Well, let's all just say happy birthday, Vince. Okay, so right, so there's a Greek coming up here on the screen, and I've got a hello from Corfu. So hello. Can't read your name, but hello there. Of course, I spent a lovely holiday in Crete this year, and it's a beautiful country, Greece, really fantastic. Yeah. Wow, so many people on here now, and I really appreciate those from the States who've taken the time to check in despite the time differences. Alberto says he's drinking tea, not wine, but apparently we didn't manage to acclimatize him properly to the Irish customs because he's got no milk in his tea. Alberto, I'm so disappointed in you, really. I thought you'd come away from Ireland with, well, with some bad habits, let's just say. Hey, Zane! Hello, Zane! Zane! How was your rehearsal today? Of course, anybody checking in who doesn't know Zane's channel, Zane has a channel called Zane's Wild Flora, and it's just wonderful. Totally infused with his personality. So you really have to check that out. And if you're checking in now, it's when it's not actually live and you're just looking at the recording of this, then I should have linked that channel up above. And of course, I will link also to Alberto's channel up above, Orchidaholics. It's a wonderful channel too. Zane's deals with more general planty stuff than perhaps perhaps Alberto does. His is very specialized. Okay, Chin Chin says hi to Roger. I'm not with Roger. Roger's in the UK. I'm in Ireland. Roger, if you're watching, Chin Chin says, say hi to Roger for me. Love his vids. Okay, right. I think maybe you better write that on his channel, actually. All right, so we're getting a bit of a update on Lucas, who's growing the masdevallias in Gran Canaria in Spain. And I wish you all the very best with that. Rose from the Netherlands. Hello, Rose. How are you? And Rose, this isn't my house. I'm not in my house. This is my friend's house. Again, thank you very much, Linda, for hosting this live streaming because my Wi-Fi isn't up to it. And Zane says he was running home like crazy to join in the live stream, leaving his friends behind. Well, I really appreciate that, Zane. Thank you very much. And yeah, and we'll have to see. One of those surprises are up our sleeve a bit later on. Okay. Yeah. So, I don't know, what am I going to talk about? Nobody's asking any questions. Hey there. Hey, Julia. Yeah, there's another cattleya that was just trying to open this morning in my kitchen. It's the Taiwanese one I got recently from Schwerter with a name that has Chan in it. And then the cultivar name is Samuel, which is, to tell the truth, the reason why I bought that orchid in the first place, because my son. And it was just opening this morning, like just about this much. Quite promising. Okay, and Rose again is asking, or Rose as well is asking about fertilizing cattleya seedlings, and I would fertilize normal seedlings, but not ones that have been like immediately deflasked. But again, I will say that I have no experience of dealing with orchids that have been newly deflasked. That is just not the way my energies lie. And Archie asks, what's the most bulletproof hardy orchid? And gosh, well, I suppose what the moth orchid, the Phalaenopsis, has got to be pretty bulletproof and pretty hardy. Now, when you say hardy, you don't mean like hardy as in plant in the garden hardy, you just mean robust, right? Because let's get our terminology right here, Archie. Means that it will survive winter outdoors in your climate. And so I would say, yeah, the Phalaenopsis. And I do also have a pretty indisputable petalum, Louisendorf, which came from my mother, the first orchids I had. So I did all kinds of experiments with it, including reading some bad information on the internet that suggested that it needed cooler temperatures and sticking it in the greenhouse. As you do, you know, when you're starting out, you do these mad things. And it survived, and it's still doing amazingly. And I took, I think, 2 or 3 divisions off it last year, so I'd say that's pretty. Hi, Jackie, how are you? And Liga says, hi, Liga. What is my favorite plant? Is it a pelargonium? Let me see. Is it a pelargonium? No, no, it's not a pelargonium. Sorry. I don't know. Well, certainly my favorite orchid would be CG Roebling, Cattleya CG Roebling, which is an amazing one I've had for a while. Primary course. Beautiful, shapely petals that are more reminiscent of the species than the amorphous hybrids we normally get. You know, the big ones, even the King of Taiwan that I was discussing earlier, has a very kind of blotchy looking is different. So that would be, yeah, that would be my favorite orchid. Anyway. And Bumblebee asks how my Rodriguez, and the answer is very well. Yeah, it's finished flowering. We have 2 new growths at the moment, 2 new pseudobulbs, so that's very good news. And the plant is ever, so it's really good. Vince asked me, what are your 3 wish list orchids that you don't already have? Gosh. Well, if I could grow catasetums, my list would be very different. But I can't grow catasetums, so I'm not even going to go there. What would I like? Oh, I'd love a grammatophyllum. You know, the one in the Cattleya Alliance, the ginormous one. Fantastic, enormous. I love anything that's really, really big. And, you know, I love when or somebody who doesn't know anything about orchids walks into a room and they're totally smitten there. Something that's so fabulous that it has appealed to everyone. So I'm not very much into kind of, you know, this kind of like snobbish, liking only species things with very delicate, intricate flowers that only a proper connoisseur would love. I'm more, I'm just less cultured than that. It's big and amazing. It's got to get my vote. I probably would try again Oranges citratus. That's got to be on my wish list because I killed mine. And what else? Three. I can't think of any of them. But any nice looking Cattleya has got to grab my attention. Oh, I would love a Dowiana. I'd love a Cattleya Dowiana. I'm not sure I can grow one, but I would love to try it. Perhaps the pink variety, the Rosita variety, or the Aurea one is wonderful too. But if I ever saw a flowering size one for sale that wasn't too enormously priced. Right, so Alberto's asking me, temperatures for Streptocarpus, do they tolerate a little cold? I think so. I have never tried mine in the greenhouse because my greenhouse actually is 5 degrees in winter, not 10 degrees. But I think Streptocarpus could take a cooler temperature, just keep them drier. And I think I've just lost some comments. Slipped off the screen. No. Yes, thank you, John. That's it. Grammatophyllum. Yes, thank you. Oh. Okay. Zane asks, Rachel, what do you think about Dendrobium phalaenopsis or Dendrobium bigibum? A little bird recently told me that the Cookstown orchid, or the one which was originally named as Dendrobium phalaenopsis, and was then moved to Dendrobium bigibum, wrong, don't worry about it, has now been moved to a completely new genus. There's a new genus been set up for the Dendrobiums, and it's something like Valopes. It sounds like a dinosaur, but anyway, it's ended up there. And that's all we're going to say about that subject, Zane. Thank you very much. Vince? Let me see. So Adam Rogers says, I finally had some Streptocarpus leaf cuttings from leaves that I found in a garden centre for, yeah, it's amazing the things we find in garden centre floors. And they developed some tiny plantlets. Okay, right, okay, the most vulnerable stage in Streptocarpus propagating is when you remove the tiny little plantlets from the leaf. you probably propagated these in a closed system, in an airtight box where the moisture was held in, and watered them minimally. Now, the streptocarpus out of the box and separate them potentially from the mother plant, they are very, very vulnerable. In fact, what I'd suggest doing is taking the mother plant with the little all together out of the box and just leaving it to get used to a drier environment for a while before you separate them. Now, the minute you take them out of the box, the natural, intuitive thing to do would be to increase watering, because they're not in a closed system, so they, you know, they need more water, right? But no, for some strange reason, which I can't explain, when you take them out of the box, you really need to lay off the watering. Water them really quite minimally, and that is the way to get them to survive to the next stage. It's counterintuitive what you might think, but that's what works for me. And yeah, so Lucas Orchid says a grammatophyllum would be awesome. Yeah, it would be awesome. If only I knew somebody who had one of those. And Pam from Mouse Lily Orchid's channel, and you have to check out her channel as well. It's really amazing. She says, I'm at work, but just wanted to say hi. Hi, Pam. Thank you very much for dropping in. Lovely to see you. And I hope that, I know you've started back making some videos again. I hope you make lots more, because I really enjoy them. Okay, and Chin Chin asks me something I don't understand. Any advice on how to grow something Winter Wonderland? Don't know what that is. Okay, so another message. Utrecht Fanta, Netherlands, I guess. Your BLC Coastal Sunrise, is it the Leucadia form? I can't seem to find the one like you have. I need one. It's stunning. So what do you mean by the Leucadia form? Is that a cultivar name for Coastal Sunrise? Because Coastal Sunrise is the Grex, that's all. When I bought it, it was just Coastal Sunrise. There was no cultivar name at all. So yeah. Okay, Adam, glad that was useful. Svetlana Nice Orchids has looked in from Moldova. Hello, Svetlana. Pleased to see you here. Good evening. And yeah, gosh, this is great. Alberto tells me that the Winter Wonderland is a dendrobium similar to Berioda. Okay, what was the question then? I can't remember. Did somebody say, I can't see that the thing has moved up, so I can't see what the original question was. Berioda I did grow for several years, and I found it really, really easy. It made cakeys like mad, but the cakeys all flowered, so it actually looked quite nice. Things in flower, but I just found it really boring in the end, so I gave it away. Hi Terry, TD Moore has just looked in. Another fantastic channel and an even more amazing collection of plants. Oh my God, Terry, if only you were closer to me, we would have to do some serious swaps. Or, well, anyway, I'd just say you'd need to lock your greenhouse at night. That's all I'll say. And of course, Chiku Plants has said that Chiku, or George, is of course from Moldova too, and you should check out Chiku's channel. Chiku originally posted in, okay, Romanian. Am I wrong here? Anyway, not in English, but had subtitles in English. But just recently, he's opened up a second channel, and he's now making videos in English. So you should check that out, because it's very good. Okay, we're having a discussion here. I'm being provided with information The original questions I didn't understand, but I can't remember what the original question was, so sorry. Hi, Peter in Cork, how are you? Great to see you here. No questions about tropicals or dahlias, your favorite? And Terry says he'd love to trade plants. Well, just such a terrible shame that we can't do that, because of course we can only, well, here in Ireland we can only post plants within the EU because of trade restrictions, and of course nobody wants to be breaking any embargoes in terms of facilitating well, illegal orchid trafficking. So we can't post to each other, but it's a wonderful thought, isn't it? Okay. Okay, Lucas Orchids, who's in the Philippines, says he has so many grammatophyllum at his place in the Philippines, but haven't seen someone selling them in Europe, or one that would. Nah. Okay, so Lucas says, I have so many grammatophyllum at my place in the Philippines, but haven't seen someone selling them here in Europe, or one that would send to Gran Canaria. So he's living in Spain, but from the Philippines, I guess. Yeah, well, I think there are a whole load of orchid genera that just don't make it to this part of the world because they're not popular. And I guess the orchid nurseries do need to follow what the trends are and what people are buying. So, you know, but maybe you could start a new trend. Who knows? Okay. And Rose asks, how's my garden coming along for winter prep, and how long before the ground freezes? And I just noticed on the way over to Linda's house this evening, it's a particularly cold evening. I think we've got 3 degrees out there at the moment. Sorry for Americans, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. We've had 1 frost so far this year, and so we've been quite lucky. But normally we, -5 would be the maximum, the lowest that we'll get. So I think I've kind of come in for the winter. I might do 1 or 2 more things outdoors, but gardeners need a rest too, and that's enough. Besides, all my tulips are down thanks to Alberto. So thank you again, Alberto, for all your invaluable help when you were over. It was really amazing to get those tulips in and to be able to open the garden now in May next year. Okay, all right, Terry. Yes, it is a big shame that we can't exchange. And I think there's so many really experienced and good orchid growers in, well, I was going to say the States, but of course the States is huge, isn't it? With completely different, whether it's Florida, California. Yeah, so yeah, I think we're kind of, I know in Ireland anyway, orchid growing is very unusual. And the people who do grow orchids would tend to have come originally from Eastern Europe, Russia, Latvia, Lithuania, where they grew them beforehand. And so when they moved to Ireland, they brought their hobby with them. In terms of Irish people, really, the numbers who grow any orchids at all are to be counted. I mean, they're very, very low. And Andrea from the channel Orchids and a Duchy is saying hello. Hello, Andrea. Very nice of you to drop in. And please make more videos. I love your channel. Love your soothing, calming voice and your just wonderful way of explaining things. On all those videos, and you just spent a proper length of time showing us off the plants to their full beauty. So I really miss your videos. I wish you'd make some more. So Chris C says, I watched some of your begonia videos this year, and have you a good place to buy some in Europe? Well, I know Dibley's in the UK do sell a good number of begonias. Actually, they're a streptocarpus nursery primarily, but they have a section on begonias, so check that out. And Orchid Dude John says 85 euros. Okay, sold. And hello, Susanna Alton from the US. Very nice of you to check in. And Andrea promises to make more videos soon. Thank you very much. Liga reminds us that Fibrex in the UK, who are primarily a pelargonium nursery, also have begonias. So you could check that out as well if you were looking to buy some. Yeah. Yeah. So there. So I recorded another video this morning on the Cattleya orchids, and are in flower at my place, and that will be the next one that gets uploaded and put on the channel. So look out for that if you're an orchid lover. Somebody asks, have I seen any native orchids in Ireland, like ospreys? Actually, no. I have always wanted to go over to the west of Ireland, to the Burren, and have a look at the wild orchids there, but unfortunately never gotten around to it. A friend of mine, Carl Wright, has a garden right there on the Burren called, oh God, I can't think what is, Caher Bridge Garden. And the time that I did go over to the west of Ireland, the plan had been to see Carl's garden and then go and see the orchids, but I never got past his garden because there was just so much to see there, and he was so welcoming, and we had such a great chat. So I guess. Okay, John, thank you. John posted a link on there to Grammatophyllum for sale, and it seems to have disappeared. Okay, so Peter in Cork. Hi again, Peter asked me what my favourite time of the year is in the garden, and my favourite dahlia. And my favourite time is summer. No question about it. No. I don't like autumn because it's just too messy and everything's dying. And in winter, everything's dead. And I guess if you're a proper gardener, a proper connoisseur, then spring is your best time because you've got all that promise bursting forward. But I'm a very unsophisticated gardener, and the thought of promise isn't enough for me. I actually like to see everything in full swing, so summer really it is. And my favourite dahlia has got to be David Howard, which is a fantastic orange one. I don't know if it's actually a pom-pom type, it's semi anyway, but it is dark foliage, and I think you grow that be fantastic. I lost mine last year, but I'm definitely going to get that again. I'm only seeing somebody's posted a question here that I would like to answer, but it kind of, maybe if I can just go back up here a bit. Nope. Okay, never mind. Right. Laurie says, no. Which way? Sorry, I've got technical support now too. No, it's gone now. Just bear with me a moment. Oh, nearly. Okay, let's just, yeah, that'll do us. Okay. That's my daughter helping me out, but she refuses to be in the videos. Henry in Texas says still waiting for part 3 of Dwensa Chronicles, which are the series of videos I made about my time in West Africa. And the pretense behind making those videos was to talk about why my garden was called Dwensa. Of course, it's just an excuse. Photographs from them. Yeah, I will. It's on my list of things to do. I will do eventually. And Bjorn says, "You're looking lovely, Rachel. I just went by on my right. On my way to bed. Great surprise and take care." Bjorn from Germany. Hi, Bjorn, who is, of course, a very good friend of mine. And yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. And David Howard is a great choice for Dahlia. Thank you for commending me on my choice. I take that very well from someone who's as avid Dahlia collector as you, Peter. Right, and Rose says, "Hi, Rachel's daughter." Thanks for tech support, Ori. Okay, so Bjorn asks, how do you put peonies in the fridge for winter? And I do have a video on that somewhere. So if you Google peony, you're going to get it. It's one of the first videos I made in the greenhouse in my pajamas. I don't cut off the peony leaves. I actually wait until they drop off by themselves. So just leave the peonies and reduce watering as needed until the leaves drop off. And when they've dropped off, then it's the time to put them in the fridge. And that's the answer to that question. Okay. Now, maybe I will try and scroll up here and see what questions I missed. I think I need tech support again because, oops. Okay, it's okay. We'll leave it at that. No, I'm not going back to look at those old questions. If it's important, ask again because I can't see it now. Andrea says that the video about the peonies was the first one she ever saw on my channel. And yeah, I think the channel was still finding its character at that stage, let's just say. Okay, right. So Vince mentions that the feed is breaking up a bit, and he says thank you, and I think he's checking out for the evening. So thanks very much, Vince. Very nice to hear you on here, and yeah, and thanks for your questions. Okay, Rose. Rose mentions that she also films in pajamas, and oh yes, you must check out Rose's Orchid Ramblings channel. Rose is in the Netherlands, and she, well, she's made videos mostly about orchids, but there's also ones about succulents and some about her garden as well. And she says that she films sometimes in her pajamas. But you know, we all do that when the camera isn't facing us, and it's just the hand around or something like that. Yeah. Okay, and somebody else asked me, do I have any Miltoniopsis at the moment? And the answer to that is yes, I do have one. I am horrible at growing Miltoniopsis. They really are quite fussy plants. I did have one that I managed to reflower a long time ago, but I had actually given up on growing them because they were just too difficult until this summer when I saw one flower at Johnstown Garden Centre and I bought it. And since then, it has gone out of flower and a bit of it started rotting at the back, which I had to remove. So I wouldn't hold my breath waiting for that to do anything sensible again. But it was an impulse buy. I think I really just needed that plant at that point in time. And sometimes you just do that, even though you know you can't reflower it. The thing is not to get too upset about it going. And yeah, so I think I'm going to say goodbye to the Miltoniopsis of that coin. And Julian says, I noticed that you don't have winter flowering peonies, Rachel. And no, I don't. I only have the spring flowering ones. Yeah. Okay, bye, John. John from the Orchid BCN channel is going off to work. So bye, John. Thanks very much for dropping by. And I'll speak to you again soon. And No New Orchids, I Promise, which is a novel name for a channel, don't you think? She asked me, what is the orchid you would never get and why? Well, I suppose at this point in time, I'm not going to try catasetums again. Ones that, I mean, they're fabulous, they're absolutely wonderful, but I am not able to grow them in my environment, and there's probably an element of, you know, not having the skill levels to do them as well. So the two things coupled together lead to a very bad result, and they're expensive plants too, so I think I'll steer away from those for the while. And that's my friend Linda there at the back of the video. Hello, Linda. Say hello to YouTube. There's Linda. There she is. And Linda's a great gardener as well. We've all kinds of streptocarpus and begonias and pelargoniums around here. Do you want to say something, Linda? Go on. Linda, I met through a gardening group many years ago.
Hi, everyone. Another garden lover like Rachel. Yeah. So a bit of everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And outdoor gardening, particularly.
Mainly outdoor gardening. Yeah. 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 No, it's great gardening in Ireland. You have every climate and
every soil type.
Every soil type. And a lot of rocks.
Yeah.
Where Rachel and I live, there's a lot of rocks. A huge number of. So
plenty of challenges.
We dig and grow anything in a rock.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, right, so that was Linda, and thanks very much, Linda, for dropping in there. Does Linda have a channel? No, Linda doesn't have a channel. I'll mention that you said that. Yeah, she's gone now. It's no good saying hello, Linda, now. Bumblebee mentions that she saw wild orchids in the burn this year, and she filmed a few as well. So I wonder if we're in for a nice video on Bumblebee's channel soon. That would be really nice. I'd love to see that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. My goodness, do you know, I think we've been live streaming for 50 minutes, which is a very long time. I've been doing a lot of talking and I'm getting quite dry. So I'm wondering, might it not be a good idea to wrap up now at this stage and complete the video. No New Orchids, I Promise, which is the channel name, says, have you seen many wild orchids in Ireland? And I think that was asked already. No, I haven't. I've never seen wild orchids in Ireland, but I would like to sometime go to the Burren in Ireland and yeah, and see them there. Oh, I tell a complete lie. In Kerry, I've seen anacompus on the beaches. So I've seen Dactylorhiza, which grow in very boggy, wet situations. So at the edge of the road, where there's actually a drill going along, Dactylorhiza growing there, and anacompus, which actually look really the same as Dactylorhiza, growing in sand dunes down the beach. Yeah. And Zane says, is there a botanical orchid name that you absolutely hate to pronounce? And I think we've probably hit on a number of them already this evening. We've exposed all my weaknesses here. But yeah. Well, I just like occasionally get comments from people saying that I mispronounce orchid names. I had a Mr. Cattleya one time saying, would I not consider pronouncing Cattleya correctly? And I considered it. And of course, things like Cattleya forbesii, it's not really Cattleya forbesii, of course, at all, because it's named after a gentleman called Forbes. So it should be Cattleya forbesii. Yeah, so yeah, I'm just not going to go there. Okay. What do you do if the haters dab back? Okay. My son Sam told me how to answer this question, and I think you have to dab deeper and longer, is it? Yeah, okay. Right, I think that probably just is a good note to end the video on. And Andrea mentioned that Finland seems to pronounce phylogeny wrong, or the correct way to pronounce phylogeny is, but I do know that everybody in the English-speaking world says phylogeny. So at the end of the day, whether it's right or wrong, you just need to do whatever. Just need to pronounce the word the way that everybody else does so that you'll be understood. And Vicky from sunny Florida says that, yeah, that she enjoyed it. So thank you very much. And thank you very much, Laurie and Long Hanging Capiz. Very much, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to this live broadcast and for persevering with it. Hope the video quality wasn't too bad. And yeah, okay, we'll have to see what y'all think and what we'll do going forward. But there may be another surprise up my sleeve before very long. Okay, thanks very much. Bye for now, and I'm going to stop broadcasting. Thank you. Thanks so much. Bye.